Okay, let's get at it.
Woo! Yay, hiking.
Grrrrrrr. Let's pretend this is November 24th, day 176, and we'll pretend that my SD card did not take a complete dump this time. So I completely lost it. So I lost the morning vid, so I'm just going to say that we're going to head up Mount Collins and then to Clingmans Dome, which is the highest point on the AT, and that's a big milestone for us. And we're going to end the day over at Silers Bald. Okay, that's all I got.
It's a pretty day and super crowded up here at Clingmans Dome. The view's about what we've had from the Balds. Absolutely gorgeous. Some North Carolina, some Tennessee. That's where we started.
Mountains, 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 mountains. People. How is that for a 360 view?
Yeah, I like the curve. Like how you.
She is bolting from the crowds.
And then
Time to hide in the woods again. Okay. We have left Clingmans Dome. The last time we were at this intersection, it was pouring and windy and sideways rain. Okay, made it up to the AT. That's northbound. We're going southbound. It is windy up here. A little less nice than this. So we'll take today over that last visit here. We are heading towards Silers Bald. Still have a while to go. I think it's like almost 4 miles to go. But the ridgeline here is kind of opened up to some pretty nice views on both the North Carolina and the Tennessee side. Okay, let's duck into the trees and see what comes up at the other side. Back in an open, sunny pine forest. Since I think the open, sunny pine forest at the top of Mount Collins just got wiped off the GoPro, so you're probably not going to see that video. Well, we got this one. We passed through a couple of these that are different than the misty, spooky pine forests up on like the beauty spot and places that we saw a couple weeks ago. Been up Mount Collins. up Clingmans Dome. We're making our final drop down before we go up Silers Bald, which is where our Silers Bald shelter is, where we'll be tonight. Tennessee side isn't so bad looking. Let's see if we can see North Carolina up here. North Carolina's not so bad either. Well, Siler's apparently been using Rogaine because his bald is pretty treed in. But that hitting the top of that little peak right there means we are 0.2 from our shelter. Yay, end of day. Okay, spring isn't quite frozen. Lots of ice and a nice flowing pipe. Alright, we're catching a pretty good sunset up here at the shelter. Not too shabby. Here's our shelter. Packs are hanging. Down in there, right in that corner. All right, it is end of day 176. Good day again.
It was a good day again. The sun came out. It was warmish for November. It was up in the 40s, I would guess, today, and just beautiful views of North Carolina and Tennessee today.
Yep. So we started the day with a shuttle ride from Liza, who was awesome.
Liza was amazing. Thank you, Liza.
Yeah. So that was a great trip. She texted me last night and said, "Hey, in the morning before I pick you up, I'm going to be going through McDonald's. Do you want anything?" And so we said,
yes.
"Yeah." So she was an awesome.
We paid for it, to be clear, but she picked it up. And then when she picked us up, we asked her, instead of taking us to Walgreens to resupply, because we didn't know what would be there, if she could take us to the Food City instead. And she said, "Sure, no problem."
Yep.
So took us to Food City. We got everything we needed and got in the car and on our way up.
Yep. Okay, and then we went up to Newfound Gap, where we hopped off yesterday and started our way up. We hit Mount Collins.
Clingmans Dome.
So highest point on the AT, so it's all downhill from here.
No, it's not.
It said so right there. It's the highest
it's
point.
Quite as high, I guess.
It's the highest point on the AT, even though the tower isn't really on the AT.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. And then we climbed Silers Bald.
And then Silers Bald.
But I have an important question.
Okay.
Clingmans Dome marked 200 miles left to Springer Mountain, Georgia. How does it feel to have 200 miles left in your thru-hike?
Freaking 200 more miles to do?
Okay, it's probably like 195 now where we're camping tonight.
Yeah, no.
You haven't crossed 2,000 yet. That's tomorrow.
Yep. 2,000 mile marker is tomorrow. That's a lot of miles we've done.
We've done a lot of miles.
Okay. I think that covers today. It's really windy right now.
It is, but we're in a shelter and we're tucked in the corner that's the least windy.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually. There it is. We set up our little emergency blanket here. It's gonna drop down and we'll cinch it down as a windshield for us tonight. So that should help The wind, the shelter's really deep though, so for the most part in the corner we're in, we're tucked away from the wind anyway.
It's kind of funny though, because our packs are hanging now and they're empty because we take out our sleeping stuff obviously, but they are just whipping around in the wind that's coming through the open part of the shelter, which is funny.
Yep.
Okay, I do have a highlight low light today.
Oh, highlight, low light.
Yeah, it's a funny one because it's the same thing. It's both a highlight and a low light.
Okay.
So when we went up Clingmans Dome, it is a nice day. It is a holiday week, and a gazillion muggles were out. Real people, not hiker people, were out, and you could hear their voices. And so the low light is, oh my gosh, so many people, so loud, like all like jammed in, maybe crazy. But the highlight of that is we walked away from all those people and right back into the woods, and it made me appreciate the solitude and the quiet. And I don't know how I'm going to reacclimate to noisy society in small doses, hopefully, but it really just made me appreciate the solitude that we all have here. Yep. I know I wouldn't want to be completely alone. I'm happy to be hiking with you, but I'm happy to not be in crowds of people constantly. And even in Gatlinburg last night, as we drove through town to our hotel, there were crowds of people on the street shopping and everything, and
Yep.
we didn't want to have anything to do with that. We went to our hotel, we had our dinner delivered, we didn't leave until we left to meet Liza outside this morning.
Yep.
So highlight, low light, lots of people, but just love the quiet of the woods.
Yep. Okay. Should we do another one?
Yeah, let's talk about
3
Vermont.
months later-ish, memories of Vermont?
Vermont.
Well, okay, so I'll start as day one that we were in Vermont.
Yes.
We met up with Chad and Jill, so it was our first break from the trail. So
Yeah,
that was
people we
the
knew.
first real people that we
Yeah.
saw. We hung out with. We left the trail environment
Left
and
the
went
hostels,
to like a little concert
Dinner
at-
outside on the
yeah.
lawn, and yeah,
Dinner.
it was really neat. Yeah.
Yep. So
And I'll add to that Vermont, we also saw somebody I used to work with at my former university who took us to breakfast, and just to reconnect with somebody that we know was awesome. And I don't know, just a real morale booster to see
Yep.
people. I'd love to see the people we've been hiking around as we've gone, but to see people we know from outside of the hiking world was really, really nice. And that Vermont was the first state where that happened for us.
okay. Oh darn it! I was going to say this even before we started.
Uh-oh.
I have to rewind to yesterday.
Okay.
New Hampshire. We babbled so much that I failed to mention my single favorite memory from New Hampshire
Which was?
is how freaking excited you were to race the cog train up Mount Washington.
Washington was so fun! I loved Washington. Okay, and
So-
if we're going there, then let me just also share your memory of Madison. And I don't know if you've shared this in the video or not, but I had been whining a bit because the terrain had been quite difficult in southern Maine, and I was not a happy camper or hiker. And we're going up Madison, and he would not turn around and look at me. Often he'll stop every 10, 15 minutes and be like, hey, how you doing, checking in. He would not turn around, would not check on me. And you later said you were worried I was going to kill your buzz because you were
Yeah.
having a good time
It's
going
like,
up
oh,
Madison.
I don't want to hear you complain that this is too
But
hard.
when he finally turned around, I was like, oh my god, this is so much fun. And yes, it was bouldering and stuff, but it was really, really fun bouldering. So that was one of my favorite things, is you did not want to check in and see how I was doing because you were afraid I was going to kill your fun. But as it turned out, we were both having a great time going up Madison.
Okay, so both of those were New Hampshire. Sorry.
Yeah,
So back
okay.
to Vermont.
Vermont.
Probably my best memory of Vermont is hard goods running into our
Yeah.
camp at 9 o'clock at night,
To bring you your
delivering
wallet.
my wallet that I'd left in my
Yeah,
size
that was pretty
42
cool.
clown pants at the last
They were
hostel.
clown shorts. Come on.
Clown shorts. And just the image of him flying into the
Oh
camp.
my god, once he knew it was us, and he almost passed us because we were in the woods, stealth camping, and as he went flying by us and realized it was us and turned around, he's like stripping off his pack and his hat and everything, and then he just sits down, hands you the envelope with your wallet, and sits down like, so, how you guys doing?
It was-
oh my god, it was awesome.
It was hilarious. Okay.
So, okay, for me, Vermont, I'm going to go in terms of terrain again. Vermont is the first state where we were actually just hiking the whole state. And I love Vermont from that
If you don't count the mud.
perspective. I wasn't going there yet. Give me a second. And Vermont is also the first state where you could look up and see a mountain in front of you, but you had no idea if you were going to go straight up and over that mountain like you would have done in Maine or New Hampshire, or often you had switchbacks up it, or sometimes you just skirted around the shoulder of the mountain and didn't actually get to the top. But it was, and I know that sounds like lazy, but it's not lazy, it's just it was more interesting because you didn't know which way the trail was going to go and exactly where you were going to end up, which was cool. Now on the flip side, the mud in Vermont sucked. We said that when the whole month we were in Vermont. But that really sapped motivation and energy. Quite a
Yeah,
bit.
there was a lot of mud.
Yeah, I would do Vermont again in the dry season, maybe parts of Vermont.
Parts of Vermont.
And also, there are so many people in
Oh
Vermont.
yeah, I
That
was just
your
going to
big
complain
thing,
about
yeah.
the long
You-
trail. We went through it right when it was kind of the heart, I would call it, of the northbound bubble,
Yeah.
and also long trail season, and there were hordes of people out. Okay,
it was
from
like
our
July, early
context.
August, yeah.
But yeah,
No,
we
but
were
you-
passing people all the time.
Yeah, like, I don't know, 15 people an hour kind of thing, which is
Yeah.
a lot.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So, but I'm a very social person, so.
Well,
I was-
you stopped and talked to everybody. You were being the mayor of the trail for a while. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, see ya. Hey, how are you? Good. Nice to see you. Keep going.
Here. Okay, that's all I got of Vermont.
Yeah, Vermont was awesome.
Yep. Okay.
That's it for tonight.
See ya.
See you tomorrow.